Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. This is Taliesin McKnight, and today I will talk about a very simple method for reversing a curse or a hex. If you feel that you are under psychic attack or that someone has put a curse on you, then this is a method to send it back to them. So it is turning the curse or attack around and sending it back to the sender. This is a very simple technique in Hoodoo or conjure tradition. All you need is a black candle, a mirror, and some oil. Reversing oil, and that's it. A candle, some oil, and a mirror. That's all that you need. So this is very simple method for sending, if someone's working negative magic on you, to send it back to them. Okay. Now, you could use let's go on into the method. You could use a black candle, or some folks like to use a double action candle. A double action candle is a candle that has two colors. For example, white and black is a general double action candle. Or if it's specific, if someone's cursed you in love, okay, you could use red and black. Or if someone's jinxed your money or your finances, you could use green and black candles. A black candle is good enough. You don't have to have a double action candle. Now, I brought a candle to show you on the video. This is the wrong color, by the way. I don't have a black candle. All I have is this red one. But let's say it's black. You take a black candle, and what you will do is you will cut off where the wick is. You cut the top off, and you turn the candle upside down, and you take a knife and you carve a new wick at the bottom. Now the symbolism here is reversing, turning it around. Okay, so a black candle, chop the top off, turn it upside down, and carve a new wick at the bottom. Obvious symbolism of turning something around. Next, you will write the enemy's name backwards. You will carve the enemy's name backwards in the candle. Again, by writing it backwards, the symbolism is turning it around or reversing. So, for example, if the person's name is Bob Smith, you would take a nail or a needle or a knife, and you would carve Bob Smith backwards. htimS Bob. Or, if you don't know the person's name, or you're not sure who did it to you, then you can just write my enemy backwards. So if you don't know their name, my enemy backwards. Okay? YMENEYM. Again, the symbolism is reversing, turning around. Then you will anoint the candle with a reversing oil. This is a conjure oil you could either buy online or you can make your own. Here in a moment, I'll give you a recipe to make your own reversing oil. And you can do this from the middle up and from the middle down. Double action. And then you burn this on a mirror. Just a cheap hand mirror would work. You don't want something expensive because you'll be disposing of the mirror when you're done. So just a cheap hand mirror. Again, a mirror is reflective. The symbolic idea is sending back like a mirror. Okay? So, take a black candle, chop the top off, turn it upside down, and carve a new wick at the bottom. What was the bottom? Write the person's name backwards. If you don't know it, write ymene backwards. Anoint it and burn it on top of a mirror. When you're done, you will dispose of the mirror and all the remains away from your home. You dispose of them at a crossroads or bury it in the woods, into running water, something like that. For many people, it's easiest to just bury it in the woods. So, very simple technique, very easy. And this is how, if you feel someone's doing bad stuff to you, you could send it back to them. Now, something I wanted to talk about, you don't have to send it back to get rid of it. So really, this is kind of an aggressive work because you can just break the curse. But you're not just breaking it, you're sending it back to them. Oh, you did this to me? Okay, I'm going to send it right back to you. That type of thing. So it really is kind of an aggressive work. If you just want to get rid of the curse and not fool with that person, because you can create a sort of war. They send something to you, you send it back, they may send it back to you again. It can go back and forth. So if you don't think that's a good idea, then you can just break it with the use of a spiritual bath and candle burning. In a previous video, I gave full instructions on how to break a hex or curse with the use of spiritual baths and candle burning spells. Okay. Now, how do you could either, like I said, the three ingredients are a candle, reversing oil, and a mirror. Now, how do you get reversing oil? You could either buy this at a witch shop. You can buy it online on the internet, or you can make it yourself. Now, Lucky Mojo Curio Company is well known to have the actual products. So Lucky Mojo is one source that you know it's the real thing. So you can buy it online, or you can make the oil yourself. Now, this is a very simple method to make your own reversing oil. Very easy way to make your own reversing oil. You can use essential oils, or you can simply gently heat reversing herbs in oil. So you can just gently heat reversing herbs, put it into a little vial and shake it, and you have your reversing oil. Now, what are some reversing herbs? Vetiver, rue, agrimony is a good reversing agent and jinx breaking. Agrimony, rue, salt, sage, vetiver, asafoetida, lemon, lemongrass. These are all eucalyptus. These are different herbs that are valued for the occult property of reversing. So if you get some rue, some asafoetida, and some agrimony, you could grind these herbs up and gently heat it in an oil. Now, you don't want to burn the oil. You don't want to have fried herbs that are like black and burnt. That wouldn't be right. So just gently heat the herbs in the oil. And it's that simple. And that's how you make your own reversing oil. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about is sending back curses or psychic attack is only one way that this reversing spell is used. It could also be used as a sort of ethical revenge spell or a justice spell. So, for example, if someone really did you dirty, a reversing spell could be a way that everything they did to you goes back to them. Okay? So, for example, let's say that a coworker they're not cursing you or anything. They just gossip about you and get you fired. A reversing spell could be used to whatever they did to you goes back to them. So if you've got a really asshole coworker that gossips about you and gets you fired, a reversing spell would be a way to turn it around and get them fired, or some other equivalent. So it is also used as an all-around justice spell. If someone, did something really crappy to you, that you can say, okay, everything that you did to me comes back to you. That type of thing. So, for general justice. And the last thing I wanted to say is sometimes reversing spells are simply used to turn around your luck. Okay, so say for example, no one's cursing you, no one did anything to you, you're just having really bad luck and money. You could use a reversing spell to just turn your luck around, okay? Like a black and green candle, you do the same thing, and the black burns down, it's getting rid of your bad luck and money, and as the green burns down, that's bringing in good luck and money. So reversing spells are used mainly for three things: turning back a curse or psychic attack to who sent it, general justice for someone that did you dirty, or to simply turn something around in your life. Say something's not going well. Let's say you're arguing with your spouse and you want to turn your marriage around. Things like that. So, very simple. And in the description box, I will give a written description below the video of the spell. So if you want to, you can copy and paste the spell from the description box below, and you can paste it in a Word document and print it out. So that way you have a written copy of the spell. By copying what's in the description box, paste it into a Word document, and print it out if you want. So it's very simple. You cut off the wick, turn it upside down, and carve a new wick at the bottom. Of course, it'd be a black candle. I've got a red one here, wrong color, but black candle. The symbolism is turning the spell around. You write your enemy's name backwards. Or, if you don't know who did it, simply write my enemy backwards. Anoint it with reversing oil and burn it on top of a mirror. Now, you can do the candle burning just once, or you could repeat the candle burning magic over and over. For example, you may just do this one night and get rid of it. Or you could burn a black candle on it 7 nights in a row and then dispose of it. So it's all personal choice. Me personally, I would probably do it a few nights in a row. That's just me. Now, this is extremely important. This is very important. Do not bury the remains in your front or backyard. Do not do it. The mirror, and you throw the mirror away too. The mirror and leftover wax, you dispose of it away from your house. You dispose of it by burying it in the woods somewhere, or at a crossroads, or throw it in running water. Now, why is it so important that you dispose of it away from your house? Why? Because in Hoodoo or Conjure, which is a collection of African American folk magic practiced around the United States, in Hoodoo, your front and backyard, your yard around your house, represents your life. Okay? So, whenever you do a spell for someone else, like a client, you do not bury the spell in your own yard, the remaining wax and stuff. You do not. If you're doing a spell for someone else, like your friend or a client, you dispose of it somewhere away from your house. The reason is your front and backyard represents your life. So you don't want to put their spell in your yard. Also, if you're trying to banish or get rid of something, again, you don't want to bury it in your yard. Symbolically, that's like planting it in your symbolic life. So if you're trying to get rid of something, common sense says don't bury it next to your house. Dispose of it away from your house. And thirdly, if you're doing any kind of negative work or harmful work, you don't bury it in your own yard. If you throw a curse on someone, you don't put the remains in your own yard. That's your life. You get rid of it elsewhere. And a reversible spell is sort of harmful, so you don't want it in your own yard. The only remains of spells you bury in your front or backyard are positive works done for yourself, things you want in your life. For example, a love spell, a money spell done for yourself would be buried in your yard. Now, different people do things different ways. Different strokes for different folks, y'all. So, you know, if that doesn't fit with you, do it however you want. But this is the traditional hoodoo way. Of course, there is no one hoodoo. There are lots of different practitioners and practices, but this is pretty common concept. So, and that's basically it. And that is how you, if someone's putting a curse or hurting you some way or psychically attacking you, that's how you send it back to them. It's like someone hits you and you hit them back. Same type of thing. You're getting rid of it and sending it back to them like a boomerang. And that's basically it. Thank you for joining me. And once again, this is Taliesin McKnight. Have a great day, y'all. Oh, and for general curse breaking, I made a video a while back on spiritual baths as a way for getting rid of any kind of negativity sent your way. So anyways, thank you for joining me. This is Taliesin McKnight. Have a great day, y'all.